Today on the workbench, I have this is a Bachmann. It's a 460 Baldwin with 52-inch drivers, and it is DCC ready. So this should be a fairly straightforward install. I'm using this is a TCS. It's one of their WOW kits, the 1922. So it comes with the WOW 121 Steam decoder. It also comes with this motherboard, has an onboard keep alive, and it comes with a 20mm speaker. So there's our 20mm speaker and our motherboard and decoder. It's a 21-pin decoder. I do have my soldering iron fired up there. This won't be a plug and play, but it should be fairly straightforward. Here's the wiring diagram for it. So let's take and get this. It'll go right into tender, so we'll get our locomotive out of the way there. And I'd say we'll end up having to, well, it's already got holes for the speaker, so we won't have to drill anything for that. It looks like I've got 2 screws up front here that I can pull apart. Let me turn this other overhead light on, make it a little brighter. So let's start the process. Just jump right in. That holds that wiring down. Okay, well, I took the wrong 2 screws out. There are actually 2 screws here on this edge. In the back it looks like just has clips. Yep. We live and learn here. There's one. This was for one of the gentlemen at the club. So that just pulls right off. Well, I say that. There's one side. There's the other side. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and put this bar back on. That way I won't lose anything. That there. There's one screw. Leave that a little loose. There's that one. All right. Now, let me get these out of the way. We can pull this motherboard, this board off. And you can see it has an 8-pin plug there, so you could use this board with a if you had a decoder with an 8-pin plug. Just plug it right in and add your speaker, and you'd be ready to go. Alright, I got those cut down. Now our board will set just like that. And that'll work out. That will work out rather nicely. Put our decoder right there. Alright, I'm back. I know I said I was going to take and paint my post that I'd cut off, but instead what I did was, of course, I got them cut off, and I put a, let me zoom in on this. In this back corner, you can see this screw. So let me pull this out. This is a 090 screw, and you can see how big that screw is in that as compared to the size of the pins for the board. But that's a 090 screw. And I'm going to leave it in the board because it's kind of hard to get in there. But I took and drilled and tapped this post. So I haven't painted these. But what I'm going to do is when I get ready to install this, I'm going to put double-sided tape on those. So I won't have to worry about painting those. But anyway, I've got my 28mm speaker that I want to. This kit came with a excuse me, 20mm speaker, but I'm going to put in a 28mm speaker. I think that'll give it better sound. It'll fill the cavity better anyway. Let's say that. So I'm going to test it here, check and see what we've got. And actually, I'm just kind of looking here, curiosity's sake. I thought these were hold downs. Turns out, okay, well, they're not hold downs. That is basically, it's just a grill. But so that 28mm speaker is just a little big for that area. So I may go back and put in the 20mm. Put those couple of screws back in. If I'd have wanted that to catch that wire, it wouldn't have. So let me zoom back out a little bit. And you can see that speaker doesn't quite set down in there. Kind of torn here now. I think I am going to go with this 20mm speaker. Just for the simple fact the board will set over top of it better. And let me get this out and I'll show you what I mean. Turn my soldering iron on there. Of course, that comes with a gasket. Let me set. Set that there. That'll go on there like that. So that's what that'll look like when we're done. Somebody has put some extra glue on the brake rigging down there. Trying to scrape just a little bit of that away. That way so I want that speaker to set flush. Okay. So there's that. This will sit on here, right over top of the board. So I'll drop that down right on there like that. That'll sit there. That'll give me room to solder my wire to that. So that I pulled the gasket off of that, or it's got a gasket on it. So that is fastened in there. There's the ring off of the gasket. I might as well use the supplied wire with this. So I can go ahead, it comes with these two pieces of wire. I'll go ahead and solder this one. Put my knife away before I jab myself in the arm. Okay. Don't need that right now. I do need that. And a lot of times I just take my flux and put a little dot on my work surface and then just dip everything in that. Tin that up. Then we'll solder that on. Do the other. There's that one. Okay, I am good to go with the speaker. Now I'm going to get a couple pieces of, small pieces of double-sided tape and put on at least 3 of the posts. And hopefully I'll be able to peel those off. Put a small piece on this post over here where that screw goes. And then this one, I'll take and double it because it was a little, let's see, nope, this is this one. And that piece of tape isn't any good. Pull that off. Put it up here. Cut another one. Then double it over. Well, goodness. Sometimes get that stuff to stick to everything, but there we go. Now I just got to get the backing off. Okay, now I'll go ahead and we'll start wiring this. Let me get that little screw came out of my board. It's a 090, like I said there. So yeah, okay. Run that. Yeah. So there, I've got that screwed down. There, I just pulled that piece of tape out. There's that one down. There's that one down. So this thing isn't going to go anywhere. These come back here. So we might as well start some wiring here. Start with our speakers. Let's see. There you can see I've stripped that just a little bit, and that's when you know you've got a good wire. Or yeah, if you can strip that off like that, it's pretty decent wire. At least I think so. But anyway, we'll go ahead and put some solder on those pads. And then Clean that tip off again. Go ahead and tin it up. Let's see, let me tin this other one. While I have my little blob of solder. Okay. There's our speaker. And once again, I'll clean that off here in a little bit. So I'm not touching anything other than what I need to be touching. Then we can go ahead, put our track pickups on. There's the black will go there, and the red will go up here. They're marked, clearly marked. So put a little flux in there. That doesn't have. Well, it does have solder on it, but I want to get this red one first. Go ahead and tin this. I'll go ahead and tin the other side. Put a little more on that one. Okay. Yep, I don't like that one. That looks a little better. Yep. Okay. So we're on our way. Going to tuck that back up under there. Same with this. Okay, there we go. All right. So that's what we have so far. Our decoder will sit right here. But now, what we have to do is determine what the wires for this wiring harness are. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to pull this temporary plug out, and we'll use a meter to figure out what these are. Now, the way these are supposed to be, you can see it's labeled. Let's see, let me get something to point with here. H1. So this is the number 1. No, wait a minute. This is the number 5 pin. Yeah. This is the number 5 pin. This is the number 1 pin. So we'll go with the NMRA 8-pin connector standard. So we've got 1. Let's see. I believe it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But they're color coded. So this one is orange, this is red, yellow, this is the blue common, this is the white for the headlight, this pin's not used, this is the black left rail pickup, and this is the motor. It's the motor negative. This is the motor positive. So this is orange, and this should be gray, if we were going by the colors. So what we'll do, they're labeled over here. Right pickup, left pickup, motor negative, motor positive, and then I'm pretty sure this is, let's see, what was this? I forget now. Well, let me put my meter on it. I don't want to guess and tell you wrong. And we'll just check for continuity, is really all we'll check for. think we'll do these one at a time. So this first pin up here will be our motor positive. That's that MP or M plus. So my second wire, this wire right here that runs to the plug, will be the motor positive side. And then we know that this pin back here in the corner will be our gray, and it'll be our motor negative. So that's what that one is. Left rail pickup. And then we'll move on. We'll move over to this pin here will be our white for our headlight. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. There's got to be a headlight on that. But for some reason, well, let's move on, see what we can find. This pin right here is unused. Let me check something, just to make sure. Nothing. What do I got here? This is our common. Well, I can't find my lights. This should be the backup light. I wonder. How do they have that run? Well, those are 12 volt probably, but so I'm throwing out a lot of guesses right here right now. But we know, let's do what we know. We know this is the left track pickup. So it'll go, let's see. Those are motor, LEDs, speaker. Red is usually the right hand side, or the red. Yeah, it's the engineer's side. So I'm confusing myself here. So this is the red. Okay. So our red will go to our red. It'll go back in here with this one. How do I want to do this? Just going to cut that, and then strip just a little bit. And that'll solder right in there. So let me put a little solder on that, a little flux, I mean. So there's that. Little solder. So there's that. Got a little touch of wire there that I don't like. There, got that cut off. And I'll be able to run this down through when I get done here. So now we'll go back over here to our left hand side. Strip that off. So there's that. Touch more solder there. And then that'll go. Nope. Okay. Thought I had that backward. Check that. Okay, so there's that one. Now we know our motor negative was this next one. So go over here on this side in the back. And you can see I just stripped just a touch off of those. Not much at all. Now let's see. Yeah, I need to getting ahead of myself. Put some flux and tin those. Before getting ahead of myself. Okay, so there's that. Got the motor negative off. So there's our motor negative. And we'll take, that'll be our motor positive. There's that. Clean the tip off. Okay, there's that. Now all we're going to do is figure out where our lights we're going to of course this doesn't have a rear light. So I believe there's no other lighting functions in this. So what I'm going to do to find that, I'm going to take the locomotive here and let me get this in frame. We'll go to the pins on that. And see. So our blue, looking for the blue and white. Dummy. I'll plug this in. That way I'll be able to tell where I'm at. Now, I can go right to the board here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Come around there. Yep. Need something to hold it with. There's our blue wire. And you can't see that. Let me go out a little bit. So what I'm touching is the third pin over, which is our blue. And then on this, it's the third one up. The B negative. So and this I'm just doing gray. Dummy, no wonder that's not, I don't have the wires hooked up to that. Anyway, no wonder I'm not getting anything. All right, so third one down is my B negative, is the blue. It's been a long day. So we'll flip this over. This is my B negative. Forward. So I shouldn't say it's negative. That's just how they have it designated, I guess. Let me check. I'm going to check for my white wire, which should be this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. So they have that as an L plus for the white. Okay. And then the other two aren't even used. So okay, so this one is my blue wire. Pull over here a little more into the center of the screen. Clean that off. Oh, I need to, my blue common is this pad. And then I'll put some over there too, because we'll tin that up. There's that one. There's that one. There's that. So there's that. And then I said this, the next one, the L plus, was my white. I'll come out of there. Let me answer the phone. But anyway, let's see. I just cut that. This is going to be our white, so it is the negative. Do. So there, I've got that stripped. I've got the other side tinned. Put some flux on that. Always got to be one. So there's that. There's that. There, my meter's off. Okay, now these other two, I want to mark them in case I want to use them. Well, I won't use them because there's only 6 wires up here, and they do go into the plug, so I'm just going to cut them off right here now. So that gets us out of that. We're ready to test this puppy. Let me turn my soldering iron off. So what I am going to do, I am going to unplug that, set that over there. Put that away, that extra board, remove that, and I'll put the wiring harness down through the hole here in a minute or two. Let's get this decoder out, get my knife back out. Okay, so we'll turn that around, and you can see, let me zoom in here. Down there, this corner right here is a blank. This corner, there's no pin, so that's the way the decoder fits in there. Sits down in there nice. Let me zoom back out there. So like I say, we've got motion, motion, sound. I do need to do some cleanup, get some of the flux out of there. It fits in there really nicely. Those 2 wires. While I'm thinking about it, before I get out of here for the day, I'm going to put some liquid black tape on the edge of those. That way I won't have to worry about shorting them out on anything. I'll let that sit and dry. So, like I say, we got some adjustment to do, and then we'll be off to the races. So, all right, we'll let it all dry and come back tomorrow. All right, we're back here. Let's see, when we left off, I'd taken, of course I put my electric black tape on the ends of those wires, and I'd kind of given it a real short test run. Oh, I need to take and clean off some of the excess flux. So let me open up my alcohol here. I use denatured alcohol on this to clean with. So we'll get off of there what we can. Make it look a little better. So there's that. Get this out of the way. Get that. There's that one. Some of that off. And up in there. A little bit more there. Okay. Lid back on that. We're all good on the cleaning. So this is ready to have the shell put back on it, if I put it on the right way. And I'll have to put the screws in that, but I'll do that here in a second. So there, we've got that down on there. And I've got my knot right there in the way. Well, it's still in the way. Okay, let's try that. There we go. And let's see. Get our screws back in there. There's one. There's two. Now hold that down. So I've got my thumb on that. Hold it down. Get one of them started there. Slide that around. So we've got all our screws back in. We're all set to plug it in and put it up on the test track. So there, I've got it all back together. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I'm going to turn you off here for a second, and then we'll go to the test track. All right, well, we've got this thing all back together, and we're going to turn it on here and see how it does. So, and I've got a little something neat here I just made I can display this on. So there, we'll turn the volume on. So there's our whistle. Let's get this thing moving. Just speed step 1. Just kind of go up. Now these are the factory settings. I haven't. It's pretty close to being on. The chuck is. There's your bell you can hear. Turn the light on there. You hear the dynamo kick in. Now here's the neat thing that I've got that I haven't done before. And I'm doing that by hand, so that's why that's not very smooth. But that'll let us look at the other side. And then I can kind of swivel around a little bit there. Like I say, these are all factory settings, so I may have to dim that light bulb a little bit. So there we can look at the whole model. Just kind of revolve it around here. Of course, there's no rear light on this. So we'll turn that off and we'll stop it. And actually this does have, I want to try this brake out. It's function 7. So that means I'm going to decrease the throttle. And there's a lot of momentum built into this. So I'm going to start applying the brake. So there's our brake. Go into reverse. So it does have some neat features to it. So I think we're going to call this project good. It does have a keep alive in it. I'm not sure how long it will remain running after we unhook the power. So I just unplugged it. So we'll let it go there and see just what the sound will carry over with the keep alive. 15, 16 seconds. That's not too bad. That ought to get us over any, and that's just with sound. That doesn't include the motor running. But I think we'll call this project a success. And thanks for watching.